All right, yet again, Google has made some changes to local service ads, and I think they're important enough for you to need to know. So let's get in.
The Mammoth Plumber podcast with Tyler Williams on the mic. He's dropping marketing gold, making your business spike.
All right, so there's two main points that I want to talk about today with local service ads. The first one is that Google, they used to have 2 review links, and they're turning that into 1. So what used to happen is when you signed up with local service ads, you got a specific local service ads review link. And at first, local service ads were a separate review bucket from your actual Google business listing. They're starting to intertwine those and make it one review link that goes to both places. Honestly, this is great. This is what it should have been in the first place. But I do want to warn you that this also means that if there is a problem with one or the other, you might find that they affect each other in larger ways down the road just because they are what they are. So as services become intertwined, especially when ad services and business listings become intertwined, you can find that they affect each other in ways that sometimes we don't always anticipate. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I, for one, am very happy to not have to manage 2 separate review links for our clients. And I think it makes you, if you are trying to manage this yourself, it'll make things easier for you as well. So the other issue that I wanted to talk about was also in reference to local service ads, except this one I have a bit more problems with. So Google is also, they put out a statement saying that they would not be disputing they wouldn't be honoring as many disputes as they were when it came to local service ads. However, on top of that, they are also increasing the amount of inventory that local service ads can have within maps more specifically. So they're going to be showing it more, but disputing less. So that means they're going to be able to charge more into this service, which of course helps Google's bottom line and not yours. The other thing, and this is the biggest concerning point, is they are no longer giving you the ability to hit a dispute button and then have it reviewed by a person. They are going to automatically dispute charges themselves through AI. And so we're already seeing this start to roll out. You're no longer going to have the ability to just dispute as you want. I can see why Google is doing this. It means they don't have to devote manpower to that source, and then they're hoping AI will just fill that gap. We've already seen where they're not disputing and not taking the disputes as much. And I feel like this is just another step down to the road of, well, it is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. It's another way for them to increase your cost per lead, basically, without saying, oh, we're just raising prices. And now they don't have to manage a team in order to deal with those disputes. And you got to think, Google, a team could be hundreds of people, not just a couple people because of how big they are. So I don't like this one. I don't like this one because it felt like we had a good thing going. And we've already seen what Google has done with search, where they are willing to raise the prices just because. They are also absolutely chasing the graph go up syndrome to make their shareholders happy. And so this is just another thing that Google is doing where you as a business owner, you've got to make some choices. You've got to go, how much am I willing to lean into this? How much do I need this? And does it actually pan out in the end? And this is where tracking gets to be really, really handy. If you are using tools to help know this is the revenue that local service ads is bringing me, you'll have a lot more power in your decision making than if you just are feeling it out. So I highly recommend you get some call tracking in if you don't already have it in. But as this whole platform develops, you're going to want to keep an eye on it because things are changing yet again. And the predictability that we used to have, I have a feeling is just going to get harder and harder within Google. And that's just the way it is. Like, as much as we want to be like, hey, no, change it. Go back to the way it was where the leads were cheap and we were able to get real qualified leads easily. I don't think those days are going to stay with us very long. And I mean, part of that's also just because of the competition influx that we saw onto the platform itself. But the only way to combat this stuff, the only way to sort of stay up on it is to be an advocate for yourself in the space and make sure that you've got the data going as far forward as you can into revenue. So that way you can make some choices for your business. I have seen people make choices without data and cut their nose off to spite their face sort of deal. But I've also seen it just I've seen people emotionally make decisions on whether or not they're going to spend on a platform or use a platform based on what Google's actions are before it actually pans out to any differences at the bottom line. And I just want you to avoid that. I want you to, if you aren't tracking data, go and put together a spreadsheet at the very least and try and figure out, well, how much of my book of business is local service ads? And once you know that, you can start making really quality decisions about how much risk it poses to your business if something happens to that bucket. So that's my advice. If you want to find more out about me, go to tylerwilliams.net. You can schedule a free consult if you want to talk about your marketing. But I hope you found this useful, and you have a good one.
Want to grow your business? Here's the plan. Go to tylerwilliams.net and be the talk of the land. Now let me tell you the epic tale of how Tyler Williams became the marketing man. His story begins when he was just a year-old lad. His mother needed a plumber, but their ads were so bad. The house flooded and sank, and young Tyler was mad. Swallowed by the earth, into the abyss they fell. He blamed the bad marketing that led them to this hell. At 1 year old, he vowed to the stars above he'd harness marketing power and give plumbers some love. He's Tyler Williams, the marketing baby. From tragedy he rose to bring plumbers joy. With a vow to the stars and a plan in his hand, he's the one who saved them, the marketing baby. 10 years later he set out on a quest to find ancient secrets that would make him the best. He tamed Mark the Mammoth and rode the wilderness vast, fighting bland campaigns, leaving them in the past. In a glowing cave with light so bright, he found a dead wizard clutching tablets of might. For 30 long years, he studied those stones, deciphering marketing secrets that shook him to his bones. He's Tyler Williams, the marketing boy, imbued with power, turning pain into joy. With fire in his eyes and stone-carved campaigns, he brings plumbers the truth to ease their pains. 30 years later, he emerged from the cave, riding Mark the Mammoth, a legend so brave. Back to Alaska, with tablets in tow, he chiseled new ads ready to make them glow. His campaigns were epic, like discovering fire. Plumbers were sore, lifted ever higher. He hit the launch button, the world wasn't prepared. Neighborhoods flooded with jokes as Tyler declared. After 40 long years of learning marketing power, the baby became a boy, the boy became a man. And now Tyler Williams finally became the fabled marketing man. The world with boldness and might, crafting campaigns that set everything right. He's bald, bearded, with glasses in place, laughs at his jokes, but they're never out of place. With a smile and a wink, he launches the show. His ads are dumb, but they make plumbers grow. He's the marketing man with campaigns so grand, bringing plumbers out of the Stone Age as he planned. So when you see Tyler, remember his quest. He's the marketing man who's simply the best. Bold and bold with a mission so grand. He's Tyler Williams, the marketing man.